So in this video, we'll be studying about financial markets and financial instruments. So if you see about financial market, as a market, this is required market which is used for uh, doing the trading, doing the finance of your financial activities by various methods. If you see financial market is broadly termed as the different markets like stock market, bond market, commodity market, money market, derivatives market, future market, insurance market, and foreign exchange markets. So when you combine these all market as a whole, we call that as financial market. People, for the sake of savings, for the sake of investments, for the sake of any other reasons, they invest money in these all markets and they get desired amount of profit. So if I want to classify the market or classification of financial market, the classification on the basis of type of financial claim, how you claim it, on that basis is classified as debt market and equity market. So what is a debt market? You'll be investing your money in the debt securities, like you'll be investing in debentures, you'll be investing in bond, you'll be investing in any other type of market where you will be getting the return as investments, right? So that type of the first classification of financial market on the basis of type of financial claim, we call it as debt market. The second type of the market under financial claim is equity market. Equity market is that market where you will be investing in particularly under equity shares of different companies, and you'll become the part owner of that company. If the company is making profit, you will be getting dividend, sufficient amount of dividend. If the company is making losses, even you have to suffer losses. Such type of market under financial claim is called as equity market. Then the second classification on the basis of maturity of claims. When it matures, or on the basis of your maturity of particular claims, the market is divided under two types. First is money market and second is capital market. Okay, so the money market are those where you invest your money or finance for short-term duration of time. As the maturity have given us the word short-term duration of time, like you will be investing less than 1 month, 2 months, 15 days. Many people, they are investing in the share market. So such kind of a market where you invest your money for the short period of time, those things, those type of market are called as money market. While capital market is a market where you will be investing your money for the long-term purpose. You will be investing in infrastructure of a company. You will be investing in different types of sectors where you want to get sufficient amount of profit for your future. So such type of market in the long run, what we call it as, in the long run you want to invest is, in the long term purpose you want to invest those money, those are called as the capital market. Okay, now the third classification of the market is classification on the basis of season, right? On the basis of seasoning of claim, how we are going to season the claim, on that basis the market is classified. It is as primary market. Primary market are those where the company is issuing the securities for the first time. Okay, the company is issuing the securities for the first time. Such kind of market, we call it as primary market. While secondary market are those where already issued securities are bought and sold. These are not those securities which are issuing for the first time as IPO, we call initial public offering. In primary market, you will be issuing and you will be receiving IPOs. But in secondary market, you will be trading the already issued securities in the primary market. So secondary market are not those which are issuing for the first time. Already traded securities are issued in the secondary market. So on that basis also the classification of market of financial market is done, right? Now, the next type of the financial market is on the basis of structure or arrangement. How the market has been structured, on that basis, the market is being classified. That type we call it as on the basis of structure or arrangement. So we call, okay, as we are discussing that on the basis of structure, it is classified or arrangement, it is classified as organized market and unorganized market. So an organized market we can take as share market, which is properly organized, which is supported by SEBI, Securities Exchange Board of India, where all the rules of the financial market, all the rules of the financial kind of rules and regulations are followed in those markets. There are some unorganized kind of market, where these even are the markets, but these are not organized in the proper form. Even though people are investing money to get funds, the return, but they are not organized in a proper form. Those are an unorganized market. Next is classification on the basis of timing of delivery. Cash or spot market. Immediately you'll be getting cash, right? Within few hours, many of them they are trading, many of them they are investing in those market. Those are cash market. Spot market, on the spot you will get some return. Those are spot or cash market. Next is forward and future market. Forward and future market are those where you'll be investing in some of the securities which will give you return at some point of time in future, right? It is not giving you return immediately, but it will give you return at some future date. So such markets are forward market, or in other words, we also call it as future market. Future market. Other types of the financial market are foreign exchange market and derivatives market. Okay, so the foreign exchange market are those where we'll be investing in the currencies, particularly about currencies, where you will buy the dollars, where you'll buy the pound or any other currencies of any country, right? You'll be holding it. If you see that the price of that currency increases or decreases, you'll be getting profit on it. So such foreign exchange market are also a very important type. Then there is other word called as derivatives market. Derivatives market are those where you'll be getting options, you'll be getting different kind of sections here, like options are the particular one. Swap is also there. So if you invest in these type of market, there are also the called as financial market. Okay, let me just revise this once again. The financial market are classified as, first of all, on the basis of type of the financial claim, that is debt market and equity market. On the basis of maturity of claims, money market and capital market. On the basis of seasoning of claim, it is primary market and secondary market. Then on the basis of structure or arrangement, organized market and unorganized market. And on the basis of timing of delivery, it is cash or spot market or forward or future market. On the basis of type of financial market, it is foreign exchange market or derivatives market. Next type under financial kind of things for the discussion of today's topic is financial instruments. So financial instruments are financial assets, securities and claims. They can be viewed as financial assets and financial liabilities. These are financial assets. So they can be called either as the financial assets or financial liabilities. One who is getting that, those all things, for him, it will become as assets. And one who is providing them, though for them, it is called as financial liabilities. So financial instruments are called as financial assets for one set of people. And for other set of people, it is financial liabilities. Financial assets represents claim for the payment of sum of money sometime in the future, and or a periodic payment in the form of interest or dividend. So if you get these financial assets, so what you will get? You will get a sum of money, or you will get money at some future date, or you will be getting a periodic payment, means yearly you will be getting some payment as dividend, as interest. So those assets what you are holding are called as financial assets. Financial assets like deposits with the bank, companies and post office, insurance policies, NSCs, provident fund, pension funds are not tradable. So these are those financial assets which you cannot trade. In the sense, suppose I am having a deposit in a bank, fixed deposit in a bank. I cannot trade that fixed deposit. I cannot sell that fixed deposit. Similarly, you are having a post office savings, post office fixed deposit, or you are having an insurance policy or national savings certificates, provident fund, pension fund. So these are those which are the financial assets. No doubt they are not a financial assets. They are financial assets, but these are not at all tradable. You cannot buy these all things. You cannot sell in the market, in the financial market, because these are, you are buying on your personal name. These are your personal property. While there are securities, right, like equity shares, debentures, government securities, bonds are tradable, right? If you buy equity shares in a company, and if you see that the profit is increasing and you are in need of money, you want to sell it to somebody else, you can sell that in the market. If you are having a debentures, you bought a debentures of some company, you bought a government bonds of some company, now you want to sell it, right? You want some money for some requirement, some urgency is there, you can easily sell that. The reason is these are tradable securities, right? These are tradable securities. Anybody who is interested to buy that, right, you can easily sell in the market. The people who are interested, they can buy in the market. Okay, so now let us come, the financial instruments may be capital market instruments or money market instruments or hybrid instruments. The financial market instruments are classified as either a capital market instrument. Some people, like, see, they want to do an investment for their future, like for the purpose of retirement, like for the purpose of anything for the long term nature. There, those people will be buying the financial instruments, those are capital market instruments. And there are some people who want immediate return, or who want a cash immediately, or they want money for their short term capital requirement, so they don't want to invest all their money in the capital market. In those situations, they can invest money in the money market instrument. And there are some other type of instruments are called as hybrid instruments. These are hybrid instruments. These are the combination of both equity and debt, as well as the money market and capital market, where these are not even the long term investments nor a short term investment, nor a complete equity nor a complete debenture. In that case, these are a hybrid one. To avoid the risk as well as to get better return, these hybrid instruments have come into a picture. Similarly, the financial instruments that are used for raising capital through the capital markets are known as capital market instruments. These are capital market instruments. Generally, company, what they do is, these companies, they will issue the instruments, financial instruments, to the public to raise the capital amount. They want to do a capital investment. The companies, they want to buy machines, they want to build a factory, they want to do certain capital expenditures which will impact their balance sheet. For those things, they are issuing the capital market instruments in the market. And when you buy these instruments, these are for the long term duration, right? Long term duration. Similarly, the financial instruments that are used for the raising and supplying money in a short term period, not exceeding 1 year, right? Sometimes a company will issue it for their working capital requirement, which is not exceeding 1 year, through money market, are called as money market instruments. Hybrid instruments are those, as I told you, the instruments which have both the features of equity and debentures, right? Many people, they feel that they want return also. With that, correspondingly, they want that there should be no risk. Return should also be there, risk also should be negligible or very less. In that case, they are going to invest in hybrid instruments. And these hybrid instruments in the future, these are convertible, right? These are convertible debentures and warrants. If you want, you can convert that as fully debenture or warrant also in the future. Now, what are the characteristics of financial instruments? Right? If you buy any financial instruments, what should be the characteristics of those instruments? First is liquidity. Those financial instruments should be easily transferred into cash. If you are holding any financial instrument, which is very difficult for you to convert that into cash, such uh, instruments are not supported, right? Such instruments are not allowed. The instruments, the first feature or a characteristics are those financial instruments which are having a liquidity, which should be easily converted into cash. But if you're investing in some long-term market or capital market instruments, there it may take some amount of time. But other instruments are those which are easily tradable and converted into cash. Next is marketing. The instruments what are traded are easily marketable. The people should have are corresponding towards it. They are ready to buy the instrument because there is a lot of marketing, or so many people are there who are ready to buy it. If there is no people ready to buy your instruments or ready to buy the instrument what you bought, totally you will be suffering under losses. So the financial markets character is that it should be having a market value, or it should be tradable in the market. Then collateral value. Financial instruments generally will have some collateral value, some value, right? If you buy some debentures, it will have some collateral value. But if you buy some other financial instruments like equity shares, there, if you lose your money means you lost entire thing. There you will not be having any collateral value. Why? Because that equity shareholders are the owners of the company. If they lose that particular amount of money means they lost it. If the company makes profit, they will get profit. If the company makes loss, they are going to get loss. But it is not in the case of debenture holders, right? Because they will be having a collateral value, right? If the company even is making a loss, in the future, if it makes profit, right? In the future, if it has made a sufficient amount of profit, whatever loss the company during the loss, whatever interest has to be paid, it has to be paid during the season of profit, because they have a collateral value. Transferability. The instrument should be easily transferable from one person to another person. As I have told you, in unorganized, in non-transferable instruments which are not transferred, those are not the characteristics of the financial instruments. Those are not the characteristics. The financial instruments should be easily transferable, like equity share you take, preference share you take, debentures you take, government bond you take, right? So those are easily transferable. Okay, so the collateral value, that is a value which is addition to the normal value, right? If you buy a loan, if you take a loan from a bank, let us take, if you take a loan from a bank, all right, generally you will take a loan from you're taken a loan on your car. Now, for more security reasons, what bank will do is, apart from your car, they will take a collateral asset, which means the authentication by signature or your property value they will take. So those are collateral value. Suppose your car value is not sufficient to repay the loan, the banker has a right to catch the other properties, right? The banker has a right to catch your house. He can recover from house. So those are collateral asset. Similarly, collateral value means they will have an additional value, right? These are only in case of the debt securities. Equity shareholders will not get any kind of collateral value, right? Transferability, then maturity period. The financial instruments should have some maturity period. If you invest in some long-term securities, the maturity period might be different. It may be more than 5 years, 6 years, right? The maturity period is different, right? If you take a deposit, if you have done a deposit in a bank, right, for 4 years, the maturity period is 4 years, because deposit is also a kind of financial instruments, right? Certificates are there, you're done. If you do in a short-term market, just for 2 days or 4 days, 4 days is a maturity period. So maturity period depends on the type of investment what you're doing. For short-term investments, there is a short-term maturity period. For medium-term investment, there is a medium-term maturity period. For the long-term investment, there is a long-term maturity. Okay, so maturity period will be differs from different type of the investments. Then transaction cost. So the financial instruments what you are trading will have some financial cost. All right, the government and the different kind of the traders, they are going to charge some financial cost. Whatever transaction we are doing in India, it is being regulated by SEBI, Securities Exchange Board of India. It is the highest authority. So under SEBI, there are different organizations, there are different departments like NSDL, National Securities Depository Limited, and CDSL, that is Central Securities Depository Limited. So these Security Depository Limited will be having different kind of depositories, will be registered under, they will be having a given registration to different depositories. So they are going to charge the transaction cost on the different types of transactions you are doing, like might be some 1%, 5%, differs on the different cases. So transaction cost is necessary for all kind of financial instruments. Then risk. So in financial instruments, there will be a risk, right? As it is said, I have told you in the last classes also, higher the amount of risk, higher the amount of profit, right? And lower the amount of risk, lower is the amount of your return or a profit, right? This same applies to the financial instrument. If you do a higher risk of, if you invest in higher risky instruments, higher risky instruments like equity shares, which are highly risky, but if you invest here in these securities, the profit is also very high. The profit is also very high. High risk, high return. But if you invest in some other securities where low risk is there, like debentures, you are investing, preference shares, you are investing in bonds, you are investing in hybrid securities. So here risk is very low, profit is also very low. So it depends again the type what you are doing. Then future trading. The financial instruments are depending on the future trading. The future. If any innovation happens, any kind of future changes happens in the market, those things will be traded. And for the future also, the trading will be done in present. Right? For the future also, the trading is going to be done in present. That is also a characteristics or future of financial market instruments.